What's up, guys? My name is Coach Robes, and I'm here on YouTube dedicating this channel to 100 questions that I have asked ChatGPT to ask me about my career to help get these key insights and learnings out of my 15 plus year long professional career in all these different areas of work. I've worked in accounting, I've started my own business, I've done freelance work, and I am currently working in advertising and pivoting into career coaching. So this is my YouTube channel to start that all off by dedicating all my insights and knowledge to a list that I've asked ChatGPT to give me of 100 questions to ask myself in order to get some hopefully interesting information out to you guys and help you guys on your own career journeys. So the next question is, what has been the biggest turning point in my career? And this is definitely a super loaded question. There have been many turning points in my career because first off, your career is always changing. You know, you might be doing one thing or be focused on one industry or function today, whenever you're watching this, and you'll check back, years from now or months from now, whenever, and you'll end up kind of pivoting again. So the first thing I want to mention is that you want to get used to change. Getting used to change and accepting that change is definitely a part of your life and your career. I think that's a really important thing that I just didn't understand or fully appreciate as a younger professional. But now, after over 15 years of doing this, I think I can call out a few turning points in my life. And the first one that I want to call out is when I got laid off from my first, job after college. And getting laid off for the first time was a super scary experience. I used to study accounting in school at the University of Scranton. And I finished school thinking that I would go on to, study for my CPA license, work in accounting or auditing, or work in one of those accounting firms, do taxes or auditing or something like that. But ultimately, I did auditing at a small accounting firm here in Queens, New York. And I did that for about 4 years or so. And at the end of 4 years, we lost one of our big clients. And as we know in the industry sometimes, or many industries, when you lose a big client, that kind of means you're gonna have to cut some expenses somewhere, right? To make up for your losses, or because money isn't coming in as frequently. And so who did they decide to cut? They decided to cut one of the youngest members at their accounting firm, which was me at the time, because I was about 22 or 23 or 24 or so. And yeah, I got let go. It was scary, guys. It was super scary. And if you're out there and you're listening to this and you've been laid off, or you're thinking you're about to get laid off, or you're having anxiety about getting laid off, I'm here to help reassure you that it gets better. It isn't an easy thing to accept or go through. It's definitely difficult, but it is something that I've gone through. It is something that millions of people have gone through in their lives. And I think what that moment, getting laid off, has taught me is that change is inevitable. It has helped me realize that in our, capitalist or corporate societies, we're just other people trying to make money for an organization or make money for some brand or a client or somebody. And at the end of the day, it's something you can't take too personally, right? Because companies don't owe us anything. If we're being honest, the whole contract, the way it works with jobs is you sign up to work for a place and you agree to spend your hours here contributing your work and skills and ideas to an organization, and in return they give you money. And that money that you get on a monthly basis from them is your agreement to continue giving them your skills and ideas. And so when we get laid off, we have this sense of almost abandonment or frustration where it's like, how could this company do this to me after all these years that I've given to them and skills? And to be honest, that's the thing we need to realize in layoffs. The unfortunate thing is that the agreement was exactly that. And you can't have hard feelings about it. You've literally agreed to go into this relationship with a company or a brand or a client, and anyway, that was the outcome. And yeah, learning what to do next out of getting laid off was also a big lesson in my life, in a place where I had the first real big pivotal turning point in my career. But it was a good thing. It ended up being such a blessing in disguise, and I talk a lot about this on my LinkedIn. So You know, if you're watching this channel and you want to connect with me professionally over on LinkedIn, go find me. I'll drop a link to my profile down below. But yeah, it really taught me that things change. The only constant in life is change, that we need to make critical decisions, that your network is extremely important when times are tough, so that you can have resources, have guidance on maybe what you could do next. And it's also taught me that you may not always have a plan when it comes to things like layoffs, which can be unforeseen at times. But I think if you try to have a sense of self when it comes to your career and have an idea of what really sparks excitement in the things you do, it can help you at least try to figure out what might be next for you after going through something traumatic like a layoff in your career, which can feel like a huge setback, especially when you're young. You know, when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, and you're getting laid off, like that almost seems like the end of the world. I'm sure a lot of you who might be listening to this can attest to that. So yeah, that was the first really big pivotal turning point in my career, and that changed the whole trajectory of my life, because I went on to, you know, go start a business after that with one of my best friends, two of my good friends actually, and which I'll talk more about in this series, in this channel. I ended up, you know, pivoting and getting into marketing, which I talk about in other videos, and it's led me to this now, you know, after 9 years of advertising. And had I not gotten laid off all those years ago, whatever it was, I would have never found myself in marketing or advertising. I would have never found the opportunities to mentor and teach others or build communities like I did through my business. And I would have never, ever found my way career coaching and helping others navigate their own careers. And I'm doing all this because I've failed and sucked at a lot of different things throughout the years. And as a multi-hyphenate professional who has done a lot of things with his life, there has to be some key insights that I can talk through or talk out through this YouTube channel, which I'm starting. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening to the response for this next question. And now we have 97 more to go. So you can feel a playlist coming up soon for all 100 questions about my career. And this is all just to help you guys navigate your own career journeys, and for you all to help you figure out how to navigate your own challenges and your own path. But if you have any questions for me, please comment them down below. Subscribe to me, find me on LinkedIn, connect with me there. Happy to be a resource for you guys in terms of your career choices, career challenges, and hopefully help you guys find new opportunities. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.